What's going on, everyone? Back again here with my good friend David Denning. He is the owner, founder, him and his wife of Jumpstart Go and marketing for insurance agents Facebook group. It's massive, okay? And I am going to be able to get inside of there, which I'm not a big Facebook fan, but I need to be more involved in the Facebook. It's usually my sister doing all of that. But I'm going to start being more active in there, and I'm excited to be a part of that group to help share some ideas and strategies. And as you know, what we do on these calls, it's all about giving back to the agent community, trying to help you further your career, become successful. I've done things the wrong way for a long period of time and wasted lots of money. Hopefully, you can pick up on some ideas and not do that. Make your success much faster and not spend and waste as much money that I had to do. But hey, you know what? That makes us different is that we've actually done it. We're out in the field actively doing it, and we can share real ideas and strategies. And as you know, everyone that comes onto these calls, we vet them. They're friends of ours. They're actually successful in what they do. They have a good background in what they do, and they can help you grow your practice. And so David here, he's got all kinds of great ideas and strategies to share with us, one of which is social media. I know we've heard about that for years, lots of people talking about it, but how many people are actually doing it? The importance of being relevant online and having a good standing is crucial. But in addition to that, you also want to think about your own practice where you cannot be an expert in absolutely everything. And the more that you grow your social media presence, the more people will ask you for other lines of coverage. So for instance, I have a lot of family members that ask me all the time, can you help me with my home and auto insurance? No. Aren't you in insurance? Yes, but there's more than one type of insurance, okay? But I have partnerships. I have strategic relationships that help me scale that. So, David, without further ado, maybe you can share a little bit with everyone here who may not know you, what you all do, and how social media is such a good impact for the agencies.
Thanks so much, Roy. Super excited to hop on and join you. And really enjoyed having you on our podcast as well,
Yeah.
which I encourage everybody to check out. Roy hopping on, he drops so much knowledge and insights. Primarily what we're known for is really, teaching agents how they can leverage social media, grow and scale their businesses with prospects, referral partners, and referrals coming to them versus maybe going out and chasing them or trying to find them. So
Mm.
lean very much into organic social media strategy. So like not paid ads, just how do I use the platform to my advantage that I already have access to and can tap into? I think, like you said, most agents know social media can be powerful. In fact, they maybe see a lot of others use it and leverage it, and either hey, I don't know about hopping in because I don't have someone to show me or know how
Mm.
that works, or I spent a lot of time and effort and I couldn't figure it out or make it work for me, and it didn't really seem like the greatest use of my time. And that's where
Okay.
we really come in an approach to help them feel confident, plus also use it in the way that actually works
Yeah.
versus wasting time and energy because no one wants to do that. And I'll let you in on a secret, Roy. I also don't like Facebook. I don't like social too. Hopefully Zuckerberg's not listening to this because
You're
it
gonna shut
makes us
down
a
your ad
lot of
account.
money. It makes agents a lot of money. Well, that's fine because I know how to leverage organic without
Yeah.
ads, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we like showing agents how to do too. But you don't have to necessarily love it or like it. In fact, I'd prefer agents spend less time on it, just do what I need to do to grow and get results and
Sure.
not get sucked down rabbit holes, which is really the perspective we like to come from.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing too, because a lot of agents say, I'm working. Are you really? Are you on Facebook Marketplace or going down an Alex Jones rabbit hole? Like, what are
Oh
you really
boy.
doing here? You know what I mean? So, it doesn't take much time. Like when first started, if I could go back in time, I would have done social media way sooner, but I was under that narrowed mindset of, I don't need it. It's pointless. I don't care. And I lost a lot of traction. And then when I finally started slowly doing it, it started really picking up. And I realized quickly, it didn't take much of my time. It's not much to reply back to a post or post something that's relevant or do a quick little video and post it online. It doesn't have to be perfect either. I think that's one of the challenges that I had and a lot of agents have. They're so concerned that if it's going to go onto social media, that it has to be absolutely perfect. They'll record 10 videos and they're not happy with them, or they'll rewrite an article dozens of times, or they don't like the picture. I think there's a lot of overthinking. Do you see that a lot?
Absolutely. I mean, pretty much all of my content, a lot of our team's content, and what we teach clients, it's all done in like one take most of the time. It's done, it's posted. In fact, it actually performs better when it is imperfect, right?
Right.
Because that blends into algorithm. It looks natural, and it is, versus when things look more professional. Actually, it's a psychological effect called ad blindness, where we end up
Oh,
scrolling right past it because it looks like an ad, right? And it looks higher level of quality and perfection. And we've been trained, oh, that's an ad, and just keep skimming past it. So
mm,
we train clients a lot, pull out the phone, record something quick, post it, selfie pics and stuff like that with you in it, because that's where we want the trust and authority to be. It's
sure.
not about perfection. In fact, it'll actually hurt you with perfection. And there's like marketing tricks, none of which are necessary, but you'll see people like purposely mess up something on the video, or they'll have a spelling mistake or something crazy in the background. And all
Mm,
that's to get engagement. People love to call out spelling mistakes like, you messed that up, or ever. Perfect. I want the engagement off that post. So there's all that type of stuff, which is not necessary for
interesting.
agents to go do that. But marketers do it because they know it performs well and actually is how the tool itself works, which I usually find kind of light bulb moment is explaining why social even works the way it does.
That's really interesting. I never heard that term ad blindness, but that makes sense too. I'm thinking to myself, if I'm on YouTube or Facebook and I see something that's like absolutely crisp and perfect, I'm like, dude, this is totally going to sell me something. But if I see something a little bit more raw and real, I actually want to see it more, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's kind of changed too. And that's what one of my hesitancy was on YouTube, right? I was so concerned about a perfect studio, perfect this, perfect that, sound, everything, and it just ended up slowing me way down. And then I did indeed do some professional shoots at like a real studio. Way too much money I spent, but they didn't perform as well as my me holding one of my best performing ads I have for annuity producers is me holding my iPhone the wrong way. It's like skewed up, and there's like it's kind of fuzzy. I had grease on it from a hamburger. And that's the one that performs the best because it was just totally off the cuff, no scripting, raw, real, all messed up angles, and it absolutely crushes it.
Yeah, I mean, some of our, as far as ads go, some of our top performing ones were like me, like drowning in a pool, and Elle talking to the camera, my dog barking like crazy because he didn't understand that I was, acting in a video, and that one performed like crazy. But it was just shooting in the backyard, right? Nothing special, nothing crazy about that one. We have a little more professional ones we've done too. We're like kind of door knocking out in the field, the Wolf of South Florida, and having fun, kind of making
That's
fun of the
cool.
door knocking a little bit, because I know it related to a lot of agents of trying to door knock, get a hold of someone, and then running around the house and hiding, which is what Elle did in the video. Or we did like a black and white, like noir detective style one where we're walking through a back alley and find a dead lead or ever on the ground. All kinds of stuff. I mean, the creative and fun,
Creative.
entertaining is what people are on social for. No one goes to social media to learn about, insurance and buy an insurance policy. That's not what they're there for. But
Right.
also, like when you go out and build relationships locally, like they're not always out or connecting for business. Sometimes you're connecting personally and building relationships that then lead in from there as well. And so it's realizing where people are at and connecting and bringing them through. And that it's not just about the content you post, but
Right.
social media is the new town square. People spend 2.5 hours a day on average on social. So instead of
Wow.
going out and finding them, I can just go right where they're already at.
It's funny you say that too, because like I have a good friend, and he does Medicare, and his videos they're really cheesy and corny, and it's intentional, and it's
Mhm.
like this stupid stuff of like him acting like he's somebody shopping for Medicare, and then there's a call center on the other end, and it's funny, and
Mhm.
I in the beginning I was so serious about everything, like oh I got to make it this is exactly the structure. I'm like, I got to make this way more fun. So now we're creating ideas of all these different scripts. And I'm having like my wife dress up like an old lady and we have a tetherball court. I'm going to have her, I have to dance on the pole because I didn't have an annuity for extra income. Like just funny stuff that's, obviously PG. But little things like that, I think that goes a lot further than being super serious and straightforward. For an agent starting this journey, would you recommend, what's the balance, I guess, in your professional opinion of, hey, let's make this really funny versus there's also some seriousness to it? Like, what's your opinion on if somebody were to come to you and use
Yeah.
your services?
I can get pretty specific. Now, every platform's a little bit different. YouTube, I'm talking more like Facebook and like
Hmm.
content, short form content, like platform stuff. YouTube is a intent. I'm going to YouTube usually to learn something, to look at
Mm.
something, to follow something. And the strategy is going to be a little bit different on YouTube. But as
Okay.
far as like Facebook and platforms where like kind of posting like that, I like Facebook in general for agents, not because it's the sexiest or most fun platform. No, certainly not. I'm a millennial. I wouldn't be on it anyways if it wasn't for business.
Right.
But because it requires the least amount of content, has the most amount of people, and has advantages like Facebook groups where they're already segmented out by
Hmm.
interest, location, demographics I can take advantage of versus having to go out and find those, which other platforms don't have the same level, quantity, and engagement of groups like Facebook
Okay.
groups. So Facebook in general, though, for how we break down content, is about 80% personal to 20% business. And the
Okay.
80% personal is you. Yes, you can, kind of tie it a little bit into business and the concepts, but it's me, who I am, passions, hobbies, families, interest,
Hmm.
coffee, travel. It can be a lot of different things. It's key to like focus down to a couple specific, which we help with and around, so you're not like all over the place for like we call them content pillars. But that's important because people work with people they know, like, and trust. Who am I going to pay attention to?
Sure.
All that is really, really critical. Like you talked about the person making funny and fun videos. He's probably not a suit and tie, serious, couldn't tell a joke to save his life type guy. That probably feeds
Sure.
into his personality, right?
Right.
And the 20% business, we very much take from an educational perspective. That's one of the easiest ways to do business
Hmm.
content. You can do entertaining too, but educational. The whole come get a quote, book a time, the stuff doesn't really work well on social, especially on platforms like Facebook, because it's interruption type stuff. And once again, they're not there to just grab a time. And if they don't know who you are and aren't that stage of awareness, you call into action to come grab a time with you. Like, who are you, Roy? I don't even know you
Right.
necessarily. It's like, hey, Roy, let's get married before we ever dated. Like, that
Sure.
would be weird in the first place, right? And so with that, the 20% business, yeah, I want to educate. That can be frequently asked questions. We all get asked them anyways. It can be myths. It can be stories of how you helped a client, stories of clients who had the right thing in place or the wrong things in place and how that affected them. A day in the life of you at work, and it could be funny, like you doing skits at work, or just
Hmm.
hey, headed out for the day. And then it can be, of course, entertainment type stuff. I mean, even stuff like as simple and short. We've had clients when they come in person, we shoot a whole bunch of stuff together. I'll be like, oh, here's a lightsaber. Quickly do may the force be with, or may the policy be with you, right?
Oh,
Or
that's cool.
this
Yeah.
these are the agents you're looking for, right? Like there's
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff you can do that's entertaining, but also plays into it. Like we had an 83-year-old recently come to work with us, which we got a few 83-year-olds that work with us. So that's
Nice.
I haven't had anybody older than 83. So if you're older than 83, come work and set the new record for oldest agent
Yeah.
to work
There you
with us.
go.
But he came and he recently just put out a video yesterday, which I don't know. You have kids, right? I'm not
Yeah.
sure on exact ages, but if you run across 6'7" yet, I don't know.
Yeah, luckily, my kids said,
I
"Hey, what is that?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's something stupid. Don't
Yeah, I
say
don't know.
it."
Don't pay attention. Something stupid, right? It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something stupid, right? But he did a whole video with his wife. Is like, okay, guys, I got a question for you guys. We're trying to figure this out. What does 6'7" mean? I don't know. He's 83 years old, and he's like, what does 6'7" mean? I don't know. I get asked this. Like, apparently, it's not Roger Dodger or 10-4 anymore. It's 6'7". Like, someone reach out and tell me I got a reward for him or whatever. But the
Yeah.
engagement on that video went nuts, right? And
Wow.
then people were seeing also from that content, because Facebook's like, oh, people are paying attention, show them more of his content. So now his content, hey, 3 tips you need to know for retirement, or, because
Hmm.
he works with senior audience, Medicare and final expense and annuities and stuff. Now all those people are seeing that content on their feeds being like, hey, Frank, I didn't even know you did that. Oh, that's great. I actually do need that, right? So there's all ways that this plays
Hmm.
together. If you're talking business all the time, you're gonna get very limited to no reach, because that's not what people are on the platform for in the first place.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, that makes me think about annuity producers and the other personal channel. We've actually been trying to record more of like me going to the ranch and hanging out with the kids and riding four wheelers and stuff like that. And then I think that one of the biggest value props then for an agent, if you don't know where to start, going to somebody like yourself, it sounds like you guys put a plan together. And that, like the whole 6-7 thing, I would have never thought of that. But I'm also not like this marketer guy. But that's so ingenious because you're capitalizing on something that's heavily searched for or relevant at the time. So a lot of these pieces, they could be evergreen content, but also timely content. And you can help capitalize on that. And you actually will help them with like the filming and the recording and all of that.
Yeah, so I mean, there's all kinds. If people just want to, hey, I just want to start learning some stuff for free, and some of the like trainings you put out, and kind of learning just like the basics. Like
Mhm.
one very basic thing is leveraging the personal profile versus the
Yeah.
business pages. Like it's good to have a business page, but Facebook like purposely reduces reach to 1% or less on the business page. So it's kind of like shouting into the wind or to avoid. So it's not really worth doing a whole lot of heavy work on content on your business page versus the profile, where Facebook has the
Mm.
opposite incentive and it does want to push those. It all comes down to money. I can explain algorithm at one point for people. That's kind of usually a light bulb moment there. But
Huh.
definitely using personal profile, you'll see a giant lift in reach and results and a lot of stuff using personal profile, avoiding things like links, which I can also explain why those like ultimately links drive people off the platform. Facebook can't serve them ads if they're gone from the platform. So Facebook's
Ah.
going to punish any post with links and reduce reach to show it to very little or to nobody. And this is why people can feel like they're doing a lot of work and putting out great stuff, but getting crickets because they're doing stuff the exact opposite of what's going to
Mm.
drive Facebook to make money, which is what they care about. So I got to understand the tool in order to use the tool effectively, right? But
Hmm.
yeah, so
Good
we do
point.
stuff all kinds of stuff like that. We just did a training earlier today actually for a bunch of agents around those kind of topics there, where we just hopped in as a guest trainer. But then yeah, we have programs whether you're a beginner agent getting your toes wet, want to see, hey, I just kind of want to hop in social, start learning some stuff, self-pace along while getting some support, to those agents that are really looking double, triple production, grow and scale, take stuff off their hands, leverage virtual assistants. We do that too. But yeah, we help them with not just like here's some content ideas. I want them to have systems and processes so they never have to sit down and really like think and be creative. Because let's be honest, a lot of agents, they're not content creators. That's not their goal. That's not what they got in this for. And I don't want them to have to spend a whole bunch of time and effort on that.
Right.
And that's why
Right.
like Facebook doesn't take a bunch of content. Most clients are doing one post a day, less than 5-10 minutes. But we purposely sit down, train their like chat GPT with them, their content pillars, their ideal client profile, the personas that they're marketing after, and to come through with all the content pillars and everything where, yeah, they can have a month of content in less than 15 minutes that they're essentially just going to create and put out, but making
Wow.
it super easy for them. So that's what we did earlier today. We helped people create a month of content in less than 15 minutes that was specific to them. So
That's amazing. I mean, the see that's stuff like I'm still learning all this, and I know a lot of agents don't have any idea. And you have to pick your path, right? There's a reason why you're not like a full-time personal producer in insurance because number one, it's like really your passion and your specialty is this other side of the fence. And to make key relationships like ours where you can leverage each other, that's where it's really at. Because I remember first starting to do like Facebook, Instagram posts, just tons of links everywhere. I was like, this is awesome. Nothing happened. To your point, I was like, now it's making a lot more sense. Like push the personal brand, tie in comedy, make it fun. And you can do an entire month's worth of content. And you said like probably 15 to 20 minutes once it's focused and laid out.
yeah, and once again, highlighting that the content itself is a piece, right? Like if you put out really good content and stuff over time, more people see it, more people follow you, they reach out to you. That's great. I consider that a little passive. It's a little bit, yeah, it'll work over time, but it's a little slower. And agents aren't the most patient people, right? Let's be
Sure.
honest. The most only 8% make it past the first couple of years anyway. So it's
Right.
important they get results quicker and faster. So it's kind of like if I just did content, it would be like having a stack of leads in front of me that I'm sitting and staring at till one of them calls me versus actually
Mm.
reaching out to them. And so we like focusing on the actionable items and activities and leveraging like groups, Facebook groups. I mean, we have clients, 200, 500,000 a month in premium from groups that they don't even pay for, they didn't even build, right? And that's like Joe Camper, for example. And
Mhm.
that's for leveraging these things at scale where I can focus on the actual activities to drive results quicker, faster, and produce results. Like we had a life agent get 544 referrals his first month working with us because he's built up referral partners like we taught him with. He was doing mortgage protection and built up with real estate
Yeah.
agents that would literally just invite him to closings. They were like, yeah, come to this closing. They'd close on the house. He'd write the mortgage protection policy, move on the next meeting. And no sales process, didn't really have to go overcome any objections. It was lay down deals to the point where
Wow.
they were like, hey, we got another referral partner we'd love to connect you with. He's got 300 people about to retire and looking to roll 401ks into annuities. Like, do you Can we
Yeah.
send those people over to you? And the agent was like, yeah, I'll take 300 referrals for
Sure, I'll
annuities,
take that
right?
call.
And that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about. Like what you just mentioned, connections, relationships. That's one of the most valuable uses I find of social. Yeah, individuals reaching out for policies, great. But I like referral partners that can send 20, 30 plus deals a month and really leveraging that off of social. And that's where I really encourage, not only within the industry, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, like if I'm working with a senior audience, and I only do final expense annuities, I don't do Medicare, hey, match made in heaven. If I work
Yeah.
with mortgage protection and families and IULs, well, I don't probably touch home and auto, and that's their target audience with families that are homeowners and kind of in that range too. Hey, match made in heaven too. We had a life agent connect with a PNC agency that had 8,000 clients. They're like, we never want to touch life. We don't feel confident with it. We
Wow.
don't want to do it. We'll just have you be our life division and set those 8,000 people on your calendar. And they're like, yeah, I'll take that. That sounds great.
No problem
So
at all.
I love referral relationships, and people
Yeah.
don't always explore what are really identifying what's really valuable. Like a lot of people compete over real estate, mortgage loan officer, stuff like that, which can be dependent on market and interest rates and a lot of things of how much volume and how great that relationship is. But we had
Right.
a client who get 50, 60 referrals a month from their top two referral partners each. So they get about 100 to 120 referrals a month, and they'd convert 90% of those. So they were good quality referrals coming over. But those top two businesses of theirs were a salon and a nail place. And they
Wow.
would send those every single month because they saw them
Hmm.
regularly, hour, 2 hours at a time, friends, family, finances, home, all things that came up in those conversations. And it's just easy referral passovers. So I'm always gonna target more referral partners along those lines, more so than maybe even like a CPA that sees their client once a year during tax time and maybe just emails them once a month. Like it's much harder for them to
Hmm.
send volume of referrals and
Sure.
quality because they don't get to talk to them every day.
Wow, that's so interesting to think. And I think agents get narrow-minded because, like to your point, we refer out to all kinds of financial advisors, Medicare
Mhm.
agents, PNC, and it's a huge value proposition because if you find a good partnership like that, and you're going to grow your book through your social media anyway, you find a good partnership, they make you look good. Like when I refer over my Medicare's things, if they're local, we have a guy here. If they're out of state, we have a guy over there, right? And they do a good job, it makes me look good. Sometimes there's deals where the people they don't want to work with me right now. It's not the right time. They're like, I just got to get Medicare figured out. No problem. I got a guy for you. Right? Very simple.
Mhm.
That guy does his job and says, by the way, here are the things that Medicare doesn't cover. You should probably talk with Roy again if you'd like to. Right? It's not salesy. And we get back in deals from that all the time. And then they want to refer clients over, and you can just make a very equal mutual partnership. And the biggest thing to think about is, don't step over $100 bill to pick up a penny, right? This business and insurance is all about stacking nickels. Okay, it's just a big volume game. Don't get over aggressive with it. I have some people say, "Well, I need 90% of the commission." Oh, and then we're doing all of the work. Yeah, good luck, dude. I don't ever barter with people. If I say, "Hey, look, I refer this over," if I have the applicable license to get paid legally on it, say, what's the kick? What's my share? Whatever they say, I agree with it. I'm not going to beat people up, and I think agents need to have that in a bigger picture because it's not about making money on one single transaction. It's like, how can I better benefit the client, and how can I have 100 more clients versus just trying to get all of one client?
Yeah, I don't even like transactional referral relationships. I mean, there in
Yeah,
some cases they make sense, and you probably do need to do that. Like, yeah, if someone's going to refer 8,000 clients of theirs
that's a
over
little
to you,
different. Yes,
that's we're splitting commissions, we're partnering, we're JV, and we're doing something in particular around that,
sure.
right? But in general, the referral partner relationships, especially when it's like inside of insurance and then someone outside of
Yeah,
insurance industry,
don't ask for
then
anything.
there's a ton of ways to provide value. Whether it's
Yeah,
content together, tapping each other's audiences, you never know until you even ask them sometimes. I've had someone trying to connect with the real estate and they're like, I'm a new agent. How do I provide value? And it's like, did you ask them? They're like, no, I didn't ask them. And the real estate agent's like, well, I got an open house this weekend. I'd love someone to come help me set up some chairs for that. I'll introduce you to all these people about to buy homes that would be a target audience for you. And the person's like, oh, I come set up some chairs, right? They thought it had to be monetary. They thought they had to like pitch all this value. And the person was like, I'm just looking for someone to come help and, honestly do a good job with the people I send over.
right.
And that's super, super powerful. Like, and
It's
like you
huge.
said, like combining and you send so much stuff to a group of referral partners, like a PNC agent can absolutely grab a mortgage protection agent, grab a real estate agent and a mortgage loan officer, and they can do a whole like series for new home buyers and things you need to know as you're first buying home. But that helps
Right.
all of them. That's all target audience for all of them. But that kind of content or webinar that they do together helps all of them together.
Yeah, I mean it's all a win-win. And I think like there's a lot of business I refer out. I don't ask for absolutely anything. On the bigger deals and we're doing volume, yeah, we got to have something in writing just as a general outline. But I refer
Yeah.
people to reverse mortgage people, real estate agents. Never worry about it because it all comes back. They might have a
Mhm.
client that they need something. It's all bigger picture thinking. Well, you know what, David, we always try to keep these within 15, 20 minutes long because we're agents. We have a short attention span. I totally get it. As much content as we could possibly jam in this short period of time. If someone wants to find out more about you and how to work with you and start their social media journey and career and escalate what they're already doing, or if they haven't done anything at all to actually start doing it, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
So probably the easiest way, because we practice what we preach. I want
Yeah,
people know who we are, what we teach, be aligned of like, oh, I'd like to work with these people, or I like learning first before I reach out. Is the Facebook group Marketing for Insurance Agents? We kept
perfect.
the name super simple. You'll see Elle and I
Yeah.
waving on the photo. It's 36,000 insurance agents there. It'll show up. That's the first hop in there. We'll connect with you, or you can connect with us. Shoot me a
Cool.
Facebook message. I respond to them all. But at the end of the day, we're just looking to help. And
That's cool,
there's a
man.
lot of ways to do that, whether I connect you with someone else or we're a really good fit to help you. It's an amazing industry, as you know. It's we're not here just for the dollars, but we're really helping a ton of people with whether it's their retirement, whether it's Medicare, their health, their most prized possessions. That's why I love this industry. It's not widgets and ice cream cones. It's doing
Yeah.
amazing work for people.
That's awesome. Thanks so much. And David, one of the things I appreciate about you the most, you and your wife as a team, you're not salesy. You're not trying to constantly pitch somebody. You're not trying to constantly like, well, buy my program. Then I'll tell you that. You're very open book. You're here to
Mhm.
help out. If the relationship makes sense, great. It'd be awesome to work together. But if not, hey, we can all still be friends. And that's so cool. And it goes a long way. And that's kind of hard to find in this industry because this industry is full of, hey, you can't talk to me unless you buy my course, right? Or something along those lines. So I really appreciate that of what y'all are doing, and that's really cool that you give back to the agent community. I'm going to be joining your Facebook group to hang out with you in there, and I look forward to continuing our relationship. Thanks so much, David. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on, Roy.
There you
Appreciate
go.
it.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks.